Right, evening, guys. Sorry we're running a little bit late. Right, this is going to be a bugger for me because I'm not going to be able to pronounce these words. So Linda's going to be sitting there laughing at me all night. So, but we're doing something different. We're doing Norse gods, demons, and ghosts and things. Now, from research through the years that I've done about the Vikings and that, they didn't believe in demons in the way that we'd anticipate them nowadays. It was either a positive or negative spirit, but not actually a demon as what we see, like what we depict nowadays. So this could be an interesting one. So I think I'm going to go first and embarrass myself. I'm going to get the embarrassment out of the way as quickly as possible. Right, I've got an image. Here we go. So, here, it's the Mori, the house spirit. Sorry, the family ghost. Sorry, not a house spirit. It's the family ghost. This is where I need my glasses. Right, the Mori is a ghost believed to attach itself to a single family across multiple generations. Unlike a haunting tied to a location, the Mori followed bloodlines. Families blamed it for illness, bad luck, unexplained accidents, and some believed it could only be stopped by breaking an ancient curse.
Very cool.
So, I think that's well. I've got the image off of Google Images. In fairness, I think that's a pretty cool little ghost to have in the family. Whether it's whether curses and things can actually be blamed on a spirit, but you'll know yourselves from being paranormal investigators that when you go on investigations, you can sometimes be followed home by a spirit.
Yeah.
And they can, and some spirits can react with your emotions. Like if you're happy and it don't like the fact that you're happy, you can suddenly go through a very dark period of thought and things like that in your life. So that could be potentially what paranormal investigators nowadays experience often, but in a more ancient form, possibly.
Yeah. Or it was a relative, or somebody was killed by family or something like that and stayed with the family the whole way through. I think it's kind of cool. It's good. You got your own personal family ghost.
Yeah. Isn't that very similar, though, to the Banshee that we talked about the week?
Yeah.
So, and wouldn't that sort of be the same sort of time period? Or would the Irish one be slightly before?
Well,
probably not far off time period wise, because it's one of those oddities that you see. A lot of the Celtic nations and the Scandies seemed to have the same ideas at the same time, because remember, some areas of Scotland and even Ireland have been trading with Norway, Denmark, places like that since like the 700s. So
and before, yeah. Yeah.
So it may have translated, the Banshee may have translated from the Mori or vice versa at some point.
How's that spelt, by the way?
Mori.
The county I live in is Moray. Moray.
Oh, I wonder if there's a link.
Well, this is an area that a lot of the Norse settled rather than came to pick a fight. This area, a lot of them settled, so it's a potential possibility.
How do you spell the area you're in? Moray?
AY, yeah.
Oh, while one of you is doing your piece, I'll have a look at that, see if there's a link. But yeah, the Mori, I think I thought it was a nice, easy one to start with. A family ghost. In a lot of ways, like I said, it links with paranormal investigation today, because not necessarily if you don't know what you're doing, evening, Carl, not necessarily if you don't know what you're doing, but there's always a chance that you can get an spirit attachment following you back home. So it is a very similar thing even now, which is what 1,500 years later.
I just thought of a potential link straight away.
Mm.
When Sigurd the Mighty killed basically our local tribal king here.
Is that the one that got poisoned a few days later? Died a few days? Yeah.
By having the head tied to his saddle.
Mm.
The basically our tribal king, the Mormare, to give him his proper name, he had goofy teeth, and as Sigurd the Mighty is riding along through on his conquest, the teeth are digging into the knee, and he died of septicemia. So our local tribal king killed the Viking who killed him 4 days after he was killed.
Yeah. Oh, and
Sorry about that. I just got a phone call.
No, you're okay. So I was, I don't know if you heard any of that, but I was talking about the first one, a nice easy start with, the Maury, which is a family ghost.
Yes.
I'll just read that. Oh wait, I've lost it. The Maury is a ghost believed to attach itself to a single family across generations, unlike a haunting tied to a location. The Maury followed bloodlines. Families blamed it for illness, bad luck, and unexplained accidents. Some believed it could only be stopped by breaking an ancient curse, which was the Maury. And Lynn was saying that where she is, the county she's in is called Moray. So we're just trying to wonder if there's a link.
Well, the Norse did have a lot of influence in Scotland.
Yeah.
And still do.
That's how you know I'm not a local. I'm about a foot shorter than most of the locals.
I'm about 2 foot shorter than anyone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Scottish Islands and everything were Norse.
Remember, Viking is a verb.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a job title, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a job title. They call themselves Danes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, depending on where they were from, but yes.
Yes, you had them from Iceland
Iceland, Sweden, Denmark.
But
well, not so much Sweden, because Sweden was part of Denmark for a good while.
Yeah. I think I got it right in the past. It's Vikinga, isn't it? Is that how it's pronounced, Lynn?
Vikinga,
that's it. So I was almost right. So and that's one of the easier words that I'm going to try and pronounce tonight.
Yeah,
so.
it's the easiest.
So it's really making me want to watch Last Kingdom again. So,
and considering how far away it is, if you turn it into ancient Icelandic, it's spelled the same, but you say Wikinger with a W instead of a V.
Isn't that more Germanic though?
Technically, yes.
But this is the thing.
It shows you that the links were there.
Yeah.
When you look at
she hears Ian's voice,
the pronunciations, it gives you different ways of pronouncing it, and you can either pronounce it with a hard G or a
He's there.
One of the ones I was looking at was giving you English pronunciation, Norwegian pronunciation.
What about Brummy?
That'd be Vikinger, wouldn't it?
when my dad's grandpa came over from Europe to Sioux City, Iowa, they came over and they were from Germany, but they were just on the German side of the German-Danish border. So when they got to the States shortly after World War I, Grandpa was born in 1921, so they got here. They had to say that they were Danes. They couldn't say that they were Germans, or they wouldn't be able to work. They wouldn't be able to get anything done. So they thought they had to say they were Danes, and they spoke enough Danish to make the people in the area believe that they were. So they got involved in the dairy like they were in Germany. So they got involved in dairy, making cheese and delivering milk and all that kind of stuff. It stayed that way for quite a while until my grandpa was in his teens. So, it was crazy, but that whole area, and they're all a Viking.
That's still a full bit of history. That's some cool history. Right, let's go for the next one.
I've got Odin ready. Were you going to do Odin there, anybody?
Yeah, can do, yeah.
Yeah, go.
As I was saying before,
I've got it right here, and I've got lots of pictures. So
yeah, that's fine. As I was saying before, though, I think it's before we went live. The Vikings didn't look. They didn't say demons as what we would think of.
Yeah.
Under like the Christian doctrine, it was more of just like either good or bad.
Yeah.
Or like, powerful or weak.
You look at the ghosts as well. They're not the ethereal see-through things that we assume are ghosts. They're full-bodied, ready to smack your head.
Zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. We'll go. Let's go this one first, I think. Oh, look at that.
Those are Odin's dogs.
Nice.
I've got his ravens as well.
And he's.
I was gonna say, I've heard of his ravens. I haven't heard of his dogs.
Hugin
I had to throw one of the Marvel pictures of Odin in here just because that's what everybody seems to think. So
everyone seems to think he looks like that, don't they? So, Marvel will have you think that Loki and Thor were brothers when they weren't. But
no, they were. Loki was adopted from the Ice Giant tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't even real brothers. They were adopted brothers.
Mm.
So yeah, so they called each other brothers. So here's Odin, All-Father, one-eyed god of wisdom, war, poetry, and death. He sacrificed an eye for knowledge. That's why he's missing an eye. He hung himself from Yggdrasil for the runes, so he could get hold of the runes.
Yeah,
he traveled
it
with,
is, Andy.
Very good series.
Yeah, it is. Hugin and Munin, thought and memory, are the two ravens he's with. And he rides an 8-legged horse called Sleipnir.
Mm-hmm.
He was destined to be swallowed by Fenrir at Ragnarok. Like I was saying earlier before the show started, my son and I were talking, and Ragnarok doesn't interest us, either one of us, very much, because everybody knows how everybody's going to die. So you might as well just hit the start button and go and just wait till it's over with. Mm-hmm. Just kind of, to me, it's already planned. Why bother? But there's some good. I like this picture of Odin here.
Yeah.
Let me put it back to Odin.
He's got thought and memory on his shoulders.
Yeah.
You get him Munin, and then of course his dogs. I've got his dogs' names here, and for some reason I can't find it.
Oh, they would make pretty cool tattoos.
That I was really thinking that because I've been looking
very much mirroring the Pictish.
Jerry and Freaky.
Yeah.
Frecky.
Yes, that's it.
And there's a really good one there of Odin with the ravens on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Wasn't one
Jerry the greedy one and Frecky the ravenous one.
Yeah, I believe so. It's been a long time since I looked at the dogs and been any reading about them. But
not for a while.
Hugin and Munin, he would send them to go talk to people or talk to people for himself. He'd go out and do that kind of stuff a lot, and they'd come back and report on what they found. It was just awesome. I'd love to have a couple of ravens like that.
They are such intelligent animals as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The ravens.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that I actually follow on YouTube, and its owner's actually taught it to speak.
Oh yeah, they're a part of the whole minor bird, etc. Are part of the same family.
Yeah.
And they can talk.
I saw a video earlier today where there was a raven sitting there along the side of the road, along a sidewalk, and he was, "You all right? You all right?" Everybody that went by, and they all go, "Oh yeah, I'm all right. You all right?" It was just so funny.
Nice.
You were saying about Odin being in the tree. If I remember right, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because it's been such a long time since I looked into the Viking stuff. Didn't he hang in Yggdrasil for about 4 days or something?
9.
Was it 9 days? Was it?
Yeah.
One for each of the 9 worlds.
Was it?
Yeah.
I knew he'd hung in the tree, but I just couldn't remember how long for. So,
Odin was hung on the world tree in a sacrifice to himself and pierced in the eye with a spear, or pierced in the side with a spear. Sorry, I'm having a hard time.
Doesn't that sound like something else?
Yeah.
Sacrificed himself to himself and then got pierced in the side.
And 3 being the magic number for thousands of years before the similar event. What's 3 3s?
9.
9.
The 9 worlds. The 9 worlds. Yggdrasil is not just a tree, or maybe not even a tree at all. And I do have some ideas on what the meaning of this world would have been to the people telling these stories. But but they're talking about the interpretations of all this stuff. But yeah, he hung himself in a tree to get the runes.
And it just seems strange. It seems strange that another newly born religion came about and the hero of that story sacrificed himself to himself, and as he was dying, had his side pierced with a spear.
Yep. Here's a perfect thing right here. He then hung himself upon the world tree, Yggdrasil, for 9 nights and 9 days in order to gain knowledge of other worlds and to understand the runes. Through these acts of sacrifice, he saw visions and acquired secret wisdom. So that was the whole purpose behind his hanging from the tree.
Yeah.
Which, like you alluded to, it kind of sounds very familiar.
That's all sounds very much like Baby Jeebus.
Yeah. And then stabbed in the side. Huh.
Yeah.
I believe that comes from somewhere else as well.
I think that might even be in the Epic of Gilgamesh, I think.
Yeah.
But it's like we've said
and
before,
Jesus as well on the cross.
A lot of religions are based on the same.
Yeah, the same stories.
Same
stories crop up all around the world.
I remember because I often debate Christians in groups that I'm in.
No, you don't.
So I like.
You
Sorry?
just rip them to pieces.
He just baits them.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Yes, I do. Okay. But no, so I do a lot of research about that sort of thing. Sorry, the cat's been a pain.
There's something in the air. Mine's been like that tonight as well.
He wants to go out and fight again, and I'm not letting him because it's too warm there. So, thanks, Kat. I've lost my thread. So, but now
you're a bit about baiting Christians.
Yeah, no, but I've said to them, I've said to one of them a while back, a couple of months back, and I wrote down the whole this, that, and the other had happened. And they went, "Yeah, that's exactly what the Bible says." I went, I didn't write down what the Bible said. I wrote down what so and so said from about 1300 years before the Bible even was thought of.
Yeah.
Oh no! That's what the Bible says. You know. So
yeah, but according to certain Christian sects, the world is only 2,000 years old, just over 2,000 years old.
Oh,
or
yeah.
6 or whatever it was they said, yeah.
Yeah,
creationists.
I've heard 6 and 8 and...
Yeah.
Yeah, the creationists believe that the Earth's only 6,000 years old, because if you add Adam's age together with Methuselah's age and this, that, and the other, it only comes to 6... Oh,
my dinosaur bones were put there by God as a joke.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I had somebody try and tell me that somewhere in the States they were excavating what was believed to be a dinosaur. And when they lifted the bone out of the ground using
it said made in Taiwan.
No, allegedly there was a cowboy boot underneath it.
Is that cowboy riding that dinosaur?
Must have known.
What makes me laugh about these devout ones is dinosaurs were an invention by man. They weren't real. They're only like a few hundred, if not like maybe 1,000 or 2,000 years old, because you can't test it with any form because it's too old by what we compare. Yet dragons are 100% real, flying around the skies.
I've been seeing one of them pop up every now and again. It's like cavemen painted what they saw. So what's this?
Yes.
Similar thing.
Oh yeah, that flying saucer with him in his spacesuit.
And
I saw one the other day that was fascinating. Somebody held up a plucked chicken, like you put in the oven.
Yeah.
Held it up and said, "Well, these are the wings, right? Look at how they are." And everybody's talking about the little arms on the T-Rex. Well, if you look at a chicken, because the dinosaurs are supposed to be bird ancestors.
Yeah.
So you come in there, you look at this thing, and why in the world is these little arms out in front of the T-Rex? What good would they be? Well, couldn't they have been back where wings are and actually had wings? So now you've got this T-Rex is now a dragon with wings.
Well, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Or a jingle bird.
About 10 years ago, they did actually find a T-Rex.
But a bird, nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
They did find one about 10 years ago, and it had some skin left on it, and it actually had feathers on it.
Yeah.
So they now
that's what they said. The cat, it doesn't contain pigment.
Mm.
Yeah.
So they might have been all bright colours. We think a T-Rex is being like lizards today.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Or it
And
could have been
the scales
bright
are
blue.
the scales are basically well, we don't know what they had on their skeleton, but they look kind of like lizards, so let's give them lizard skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. They could have very easily had feathers coming from between those scales. The scales were there for protection, and the feathers went out for, because that's just how it was.
Yeah.
Well, I really like the idea of them being birds.
it is entirely possible. I mean, look at the peacock. The peacock has normal feathers and then great big 4 or 5 foot long ones. So there is space for there to be like a scale or something between them for protection.
Potentially, yeah. Potentially. They could have had hardened skin and that, yeah. Right, so who's next?
It must be me, is it?
Yeah, go on then, yeah.
Yeah, jump in.
Okay, well, let me explain the screen name tonight. The Norns are the three sisters who spin and weave the tales of fate, your past, present, and future. And since I do tarot readings, I thought I would be the unknown but knowing Norn.
Wouldn't they have been the same as this? Is it Stygian witches?
Stygian is another one. It's
Is it? Oh, okay.
The Fae, the Norn, their actual. Yeah, the 3 fates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their actual names. This is where you get to laugh at me now.
It makes a change for me being laughed at.
One name is URDR. Urthra.
R2D2.
Then you have Verdandi.
And Skald.
And Skald or Skald. They are.
Didn't they have a headpiece for women called the Skald's Bridle or Skald's thing? That went on women's
bridle was a torture device. It pulls your tongue out and pierces your tongue, and you have to wear it for as long as they decide.
Yeah, because you couldn't shut the hell up. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the norms were past, present, and future, weren't they?
Yeah. Basically.
Yuri past, Verandi present, and Skald future.
Yeah. And they sit in the roots of Yggdrasil, spinning the threads of fate that govern gods and humans.
Right.
So I was trying to find a decent name, and that was the closest I could come up with. But I'm going to start with, as you probably guessed, I'm focusing on the female figures.
Yeah, that's
Freya.
fine.
Freya, the Lady of Magic and War.
Mm.
Let me get my images up.
Freya. There's Freya free. I'm trying to think. There's Freya and there's Freya.
Frigg.
Well, and there was Frigg.
Freya
Frigg.
is it's the same. It's different spellings, different eras.
Frigg was she Odin's wife?
Odin's wife.
She was one of his wife.
But some academics blend the two together. So
yeah, you get three. I've seen, which like I said,
because the
oh wow,
that's cracking.
Lynn, send that to me, please.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah,
her chariot pulled by cats.
So
yes,
I'll send that to you
with feathers.
So Freya is the Lady of Magic and War. She's the most prominent goddess in the pantheon, representing a unique bridge between fertility and ferocity. She rules love, wealth, Seithr, the powerful form of Norse magic, but she is also a premier war deity. In fact, she gets the first pick of the fallen warriors from the battlefield.
She's a bit of a,
if I remember
right,
bit
of a harlot.
Yeah, because as the warriors lay there dying, didn't she shag them?
Yeah, she's supposed to have shagged every one of the gods. But like you said, she gets a pick of
I'm sure
the warriors on the dead warriors on the battlefield.
Yeah, I'm sure she was done the dead warriors as well.
If you switch it from Norse to Scots, she'd be the Morrigan.
I was just going to say that. Irish as well.
Again, again, it shows how the tales all intermingle, and which shows that the ancient world was a damn sight more travelled than we give it credit for.
Yeah.
See, I've known for years. I can't remember where. I remember reading it in a book about Vikings when I was younger. That Leif Erikson had travelled to America 500-600 years before Columbus.
Easily.
Yeah,
and there were supposedly tales he had witnessed giant hairy men living in the woods. But that's
just dude's favorite.
Unfortunately, it's not real. Which is a shame. The thought that back in 946, possibly a Viking had witnessed Bigfoot, but unfortunately, Bigfoot followers and the stories that come up with are insane. There's one going about Facebook at the moment that claims it's from the 1960s, and some bloke had actually got a Bigfoot head and cut it in half. So,
but again, you've got Bigfoot, you've got
using a better axe than I've got then.
But
that's just a kitchen axe.
Yeah. This is just meal prep. In fact, actually, if you take the handle off it and just have it like that,
good pizza cutter.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was going earlier than that. I was going Eskimo.
Yeah.
Cutting the meat.
Skinning.
I had a couple of those.
Yeah, it's a skinning knife.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now, Freya, I'm not sure if it was Freya or one of the others, but wasn't she caught in bed with somebody else and then deliberately embarrassed? And because of that...
I'm going to be honest. I got in the door 10 minutes before we went live.
I've made
that far.
But anyway, go on, carry on with what you found.
Whoa.
Doesn't she shapeshift?
Yes, she has the ability to shapeshift, yes.
Most of them did, though, didn't they? I think.
A lot of them. She takes her half from the battlefield to Folkvanger, which is her field. Now, Folkvanger, when I find it, I did.
Those that are watching, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.
It means the field of the people. Half of them go to Odin, the other half go to her. In her hall, she assists also other deities, allowing them to use her feathered cloak, which is invoked of matters of fertility and love, and is frequently sought after by powerful Jötnar who wish to make her their wife. Freya's husband, the god Udir, is frequently absent. She cries tears for him. On land, these tears transform into pure red gold. Over water, they transform into amber. She searches for him under assumed names. She has various names, including Göfne, Hörn. Hörn's not far off Hor, but hey-ho. Mardul, Seer, Vanadis, and Valfreya. She is attested in all the poetic writings from the 13th century and earlier traditional sources. And a lot of people debate whether Freya and Frigg ultimately stem from a single goddess.
Yes, that's what I was trying to think earlier.
They were allegedly split from the common Germanic, apparently.
Yeah, yeah. They've connected her to the Valkyries, female battlefield, choosers of the slain, analysed her relation to other goddesses and figures in Germanic mythology, including the thrice burnt and thrice reborn Gullveig Heiðr. The goddesses Gefjun, Skadi, Porgaror, Holgabror, and Irpa, and Menglur, and the 1st century CE Isis.
Thrown up then.
Can you do those names again real quick?
I didn't quite catch that.
Just the last few. Gefjon, Skadi, Porgaror, Holgabror, Irpa, Menglu.
How many you had tonight?
Stone cold sober, honey.
Are you a chef on the Muppets?
I know it's weird when I look at the pronunciations. I can't help but add the Swedish chef. It's weird. They also wonder if it's connected to the 1st century Isis of the Suebi in Scandinavia. Freya's name frequently appears in the names of plants, especially in southern Sweden. Various plants in Scandinavia once bore her name to honor her, Freya's tears, Freya's hair, etc. But they were renamed to honor the Virgin Mary during the Christianization of Scandinavia.
Here we go again. Yeah.
Rural Scandinavians still call the plants by the old names.
Which is the best way.
Isn't she also associated with Friday, or is that Frigga?
Yes, she is.
Brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Friday. So,
Njord is their father. Njord.
So, other of her alternative names for Old Norse, Geffen. I almost said Geffen like David Geffen. Gefne is the giver. And then we have Hjörn, flaxen, Mardul, potentially the sea brightener by way of Mar, sea, combined with the second element that may be related to Dellinger or Dellingthur, indicating light. The name may otherwise mean the one who makes the sea swell. Then we have Skjaf, shaker, Seer, sow, as in sow in the fields. Throng, throng, Thrungva, throng. That to me, throng, with everything else we discussed, my brain's going, I am Legion.
I've just got that Cisco song going through my head.
Yeah. And then we have Val Freya. Freya of the Slain, Lady of the Slain. Fernandez. The Dis of the Vanir, which doesn't actually explain what it was. Basically, it's the child of the Vanir. So, but
if I remember rightly as well, Freya with animals. I'm sure I remember reading somewhere that when she shows herself to you, she shows herself as a rabbit or a hare.
That's what I'm just skimming through some of the.
But I'm also sure Scaldy is associated with a hare as well, I think. But it's been 6 or 7 years since I've really.
It wouldn't surprise me actually, because the hare is made a big thing of in the 12th and 13th century cathedrals and their sculpture and artwork.
Yeah.
One of the bits coming further down, skipping a whole lot of stuff. She is mentioned among 8 goddesses attending a banquet held for Aegir. Chapter 56 of whatever book this is deals with the abduction of the goddess Eun by the Jotun Piazzi in the form of an eagle, terrified at the prospect of death and torture due to his involvement in the abduction of her. Loki asks if he can use Freya's falcon shape. In other words, can I borrow your fancy feathered cloak, missus, to fly north to Jotunheimer and retrieve the missing goddess. Freya allows it, and using her falcon shape and a furious chase by Eagle Piazzi, Loki successfully returns the kidnapped goddess. So there's lots of stuff with her lending her cloak out and stuff like that. Also, there's bits where her father refers to her as Rain, because of course when she cries on land, the tears turn to gold. And that implies that he kept his daughter miserable, so he had a full supply of gold.
I know some of the story of Freya, but I've just had to check because I wasn't 100% sure. But from what I can remember, she was to be married. She was she was kidnapped and to be married to, who was it? Thrym, ice giant, I think, if I remember rightly. And Loki gets her cloak, and then they disguise Thor as Freya. And the Thrym orders the Mjolnir to be laid on the lap of his bride. And once that's done, the bride takes the thing off of her head, and it's actually Thor underneath.
There's also a bit here.
Would be Thor.
There's a bit here from a 17th century manuscript. Throughout the modern period, the Christians and Christianization of Scandinavia sought to demonize the native gods, including Freya. Persistent throughout the modern period and melded into Scandinavian folklore, comments that Freya became a particular target. Her erotic qualities became an easy target for the new religion, in which an asexual virgin was the ideal woman.
Where have I heard about that from before?
Yeah. Freya is called a whore and a harlot.
It rings a bell, that, but I just can't think where it is.
Yeah. Freya is called a whore and a harlot by the holy men and the missionaries, whereas many of her functions in the everyday lives of men and women, such as protecting the vegetation and supplying assistance in childbirth, were automatically transferred to the Virgin Mary. Freya did not disappear. In Iceland, she was called upon for assistance by way of Icelandic magical staves as late as the 18th century and 19th century. Also,
Wow,
now.
Freya is recorded as retaining elements of her role as a fertility goddess among rural Swedes.
It's surprising how many of the old religions still abide.
Yeah.
I was
here in this.
Sorry,
Carl.
No, sorry, go on.
Well, in this area, we've got the Cathars here in southern France.
Yeah.
The Cathars were heretics according to the Catholic religion, and a lot of them were hunted down, killed, jailed, tried, the whole 9 yards. It was a bad thing, and people think that because the Cathars were fought against and killed, that they're all gone.
No,
not at all.
No.
There's still a lot of Cathars around the area, still doing their thing, still living their life, believing what they want to believe. So,
I was going to say weren't particularly interested, but there's an American woman and an English guy that lives in Germany that do the meaning of where words and that come from. And I saw one a while back, and there's simple words in English that I didn't even realise were Norse, like the word shirt and the word skirt. They're Norse.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Ours is a real bastard language.
Oh, Christ.
There's Germanic, there's Anglo, there's Norse, there's
French.
You name it. It forms part of our language, which is why it's such a difficult language to learn.
One of the things I do for a lot of our visitors, our local dialect here. Of course, what I do on here is a very anglicised version of my local dialect. We have been trading with Norway and Germany since the 700s in this particular area. And that's given away by the numbers, because, of course, when you're trading, you're buying and selling. So your numbers, yes, no, open, close, things like that, the words tend to blend. So, auf Deutsch, 1, 2, 3, 4. In Doric, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nobody who lives on the coast round here can say Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Or burglar alarm.
Yeah, burglar alarm. It's like we don't say that you got burglarized. You got burgled.
Yeah.
But Wednesday is Wednesday. And of course in Norse it's Vodnestag. So
it's a Wednesday from Woden, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Norse as well.
Woden's Day. Yeah.
So Woden's Day, and the folk at Bide on the coast here, the folk who live on the coast here, it's Wednesday. So it's nice so far away from Woden's Day.
Even saying something about
and Thor's Day and Freya's Day.
You got Tuesday's Tyr, I think.
Right. Tuesday.
Thursday's Thor.
Yep.
But I can never remember what Friday, Saturday, and Sunday
Freya
are.
Day.
Freya.
Freya. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Saturday is based on Saturn.
Yes.
Right,
that's Roman more.
Yeah.
Roman. Oh, okay.
But again, the Romans took over so much of the globe. Their language was influenced by.
We beat them.
Yes.
The Scots did.
Because 5 miles away is a place called Burney. And it took the archaeologists over 10 years to get to the bottom of the pit filled with Roman gold. And there's not a single Roman building in the area. So my thought is they realized they couldn't beat us in battle. So they tried to buy us off, and we all went, thank you very much. And because there's not one, the nearest Roman building to here is 4 hours away. But we have enough Roman gold.
Up there in the Highlands and that's not far.
Well,
it is like that and like that. It's 1 mile that way, 3 up.
Yeah.
And 6 down.
But I always think it's funny because it took the archaeologists 10 years to get to the bottom of this pit. Because, of course, up here, you can't do an archaeology dig in December and January for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So they get as far as they can, cover it up, put it all back, sealed off, leave it till the following year, come back again, bump, dump. Yeah. And it took them 10 years to get to the bottom of it. That's a lot of gold.
Yeah. As I've said on one of our ones before, within the last 10, 15 years it came out, they actually think that the story of Beowulf is actually comes from Woodbridge in Suffolk, up near where Heidi and the kids live.
It is a big area where you have the mishmash of Norse coming in, and for every one that's fighting, there would have been one that's like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah. Well, the reason they believe that is that Sutton Hoo, and I've told you about when CJ was a toddler and he picked up on the spirits of the Vikings there. They found a mass grave with literally hundreds of Viking skeletons in there. And because Vikings were so fierce and so feared, they believed that nothing human could beat it. It had to have been supernatural to beat it. So that's where they feel that the story of Beowulf came from.
Well, I suppose it would depend when the skeletons were found or when the locals came across the skeletons in the first place as to what their belief level and IQ level would be at. So
yeah, but that is one of the things.
It was only recent, so
yeah,
rock bottom.
Well, they've also recently Time Team went there earlier this year, and they think they found remains of yet another buried ship up there.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's gonna be, because there were so many Norse that settled all over the UK, not just up here. I mean, you look around the UK coastline, there are various pockets where all of a sudden the average height is 6'2", 6'4", 6'8". You know, and whereas the rest of us are somewhere between 5'10" and, or in my case, 5'4".
I was going to say,
you're just shorter than me. I'm only 5'7", so I'm short.
Yeah,
short ass. I'm 5'8", 5'7" on a bad day, 5'8" on a good day. 6.
In fairness,
my brother's been 6 foot.
In fairness, I've got slight curve in my spine, so I could probably have an extra half inch if my spine was straighter. So
my brother's been 6 foot since he was 11-year-old. But our neighbours, when we were at school, there's 3 brothers, 6'2", 6'4", 6'8".
I think my CJ is going to be quite tall because he's 12 and he's already 5'1". So I think he's going to take after his granddad.
We had a lass in my class. She was 6'4" by the time we were all 12.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a lad a couple of years older than us, and he was excused wearing shorts in primary school. He was excused wearing shorts in infants, last year of infants, because he couldn't get shorts. He had to wear long trousers. He was 6'3" when he left primary school.
Jeez. And there is actually a tribe over in, I think it's over in somewhere in Gambia or somewhere like that the average height of a woman is 6'5", and the average height of a short man over there is 6'7". That's
got to be the Maasai.
No, while Ian's doing his piece, I'll check it. I can't remember.
It sounds like Maasai to me.
No, it's not Maasai. Definitely not Maasai. Right, so over to you then, Ian.
Right, let me put some images in. I only let you put them in one at a time, don't it?
Yeah, I wish there was a group where you could select a bunch and put them on. Maybe we should suggest that.
Ooh, That's Thor.
Yeah, it'd be so much easier if you could just select all of them and put them up.
They're the Dinka people in Lynn from the South Sudan.
This, as you've rightly guessed, is Thor. The
average male is 6'11".
Yeah.
Well,
one of the most prominent figures in Norse mythology. The major god of all branches of the Germanic peoples before their conversion to Christianity. Although he reached the height of his popularity among the Scandinavians of the late Viking Age. Thor is the brawny thunder god, archetype of loyal and honourable warrior, the ideal towards which the average human warrior aspired. He was an indefatigable defender of Aesir and their fortress Asgard. He was no one better suited to the job. His courage and sense of duty are unshakable, which he's not renowned. His physical strength is virtually unmatched. He even owns an unnamed belt of strength. You'll have to bear with me. Menjingara, that makes his power doubly formidable when he wears it. His most famous possession is Mjolnir.
Mjolnir, yeah.
Depends on how you pronounce it. It depends on where you get your pronunciation.
Oh, I like that one.
We pronounce it correctly.
That's why I want to get put behind the writing.
Couldn't do this.
Yes. So he's.
See, now that is
hammer is named after lightning. Only rarely does he go anywhere without it. And for heathen Scandinavians, just as thunder was the embodiment of Thor, lightning was the embodiment of his hammer, slaying giants as he rode across the sky even, in his goat-drawn chariot. Of course, they don't believe he physically rode in a chariot drawn by goats. Like everything else in German mythology. It's a symbol used to express the invisible reality upon which the material world is perceived.
Yeah.
Now those goats. Yeah, the goats, they can be eaten every night. And in the morning, they're back to full.
Regenerate.
Yep.
Provided nobody eats the marrow from out of any of the bones.
Right.
Thor went and had a meal with a family, and while he slept, the son of the family took the marrow out of one of the legs of the goat. That's all I remember of it.
You'd think somebody would mention that. Don't touch the marrow, please.
Yeah, I'll give you a belt with my hammer.
The story says that Thor does say that, but the son was so hungry he ate the marrow as well.
Which, again, you could see enacted out in Christianity with the betrayal. Told not to do something and they go and do it. So, but his particular enemy is Jormungandr, the giant sea serpent who encircles Midgard. Midgard being the world human civilization occupies.
Yeah.
And if I remember rightly from the image before, Joe's actually got Jormungandr behind him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In one myth, he tries to pull him out of the ocean while on a fishing trip. And he's only stopped when his giant companion cuts the fishing line out of fear. They finally face each other during Ragnarok when they put an end to each other. Like you said, who wants to carry on when you know what's going to happen?
Yeah. Now, if I remember rightly, the story that is Thor crushed Jormungandr's skull with Mjolnir, and as he lay dying, his last breath, he blew out poison gas, and the poison gas got into the veins and destroyed Thor that way, if I remember rightly. So this is really challenging my brain because it's been so long since I've done any of this sort of stuff. So, and it is the most. I blame Marvel because the story of Thor is actually really quite interesting. Some of these battles, but everyone automatically looks at Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I was going to put his photo up, but I thought no, I'm not going to give them the.
When I was looking for photos of Thor, I did the same thing. Thor, not Marvel, and came up with
90% of the things you bring up is Marvel.
Yeah, well, I did Thor at first, and every single picture was Hemsworth.
Yeah,
so I had to go not Marvel, and it came up with a whole bunch of good ones. But
and we may even get a copyright strike for the fact that we had Odin up a little while ago. So
fair use.
Mm-hmm. Well. Yeah, fair use.
Yep.
We're talking about Thor and Odin. So.
Thor himself is 3/4 giant.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
His dad Odin is half giant, and his mother, variously named as Jord. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Or Fjordin is entirely of giant ancestry. However, such lineage is very common amongst the gods and shows how the relationships between the gods and giants, as full of strife as they are and as tense as they are, isn't just them having a go at each other. Sounds like a marriage.
My brain went straight to a dirty joke. My brain went straight to a dirty joke. If he's half giant and she's whole giant, talk about throw a hot dog up a close. Sorry.
Yeah, but not being funny, there's similarities in Christianity there as well, isn't there? With the
yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
I couldn't think of the word for a minute. That's almost identical story to the Nephilim.
Mm-hmm.
So unless the women that the Nephilim fell in love with was my second wife, then the giants had to have been very tiny guys.
Very careful. Or very, very careful, guys.
Either that or Bonnie Blue's Either that or Bonnie Blue's a lot older than we thought she was. Right.
I don't like. No, I'm not even going to say that.
Right. Oh, hang on. Let me get me. I'm going to skip.
Can I throw another quickie in?
Yeah, go on.
It's another bit on another bit of Odin.
I think it was actually pronounced Udin as well, actually.
Yeah, probably. So, this is going to tie in previously done show as well, but it just jumped into my head when we were talking about the gods and goddesses. Odin went by many aliases, including Langbard, Longbeard, and Yulnir, the Yule Man. Ancient depictions show him as an old grey-bearded traveller wearing a heavy hooded cloak. Before commercialization dyed his suit bright red, early Europeans would have him in blue, green, or grey winter clothes identical to Odin's. The flight through the sky. During Yule, Odin leads the wild hunt, a massive ghostly procession that flew across the dark winter night sky. Eight reindeer.
That all depends on who you talk to, too. Kern also does that.
Odin famously traversed the skies on Sleipnir, his magical eight-legged horse. Many historians believe Sleipnir's 8 legs directly inspired the original roster of 8 flying reindeer formalized in the 1823 poem. And also, linking back into the Norse, 2 of the reindeer, Donner and Blitzen, thunder and lightning. Rewards for the children. In Germanic folklore, children would fill their boots with carrots and straw for Sleipnir to eat as Odin flew by, and in return, Odin would replace the food with toys, sweets, or coins. Knowing who is naughty or nice, Odin was omniscient, relying on his 2 ravens, Hugin and Munin, who flew around the world to report the deeds of mankind back to him. Yeah, Odin is Santa.
Never heard any of that before. None of that having to do with anyone else.
No.
It's all brand, it's all brand new to me.
We've not nicked your story.
Right, so we'll go for this one, I think.
That's going to get us there.
She's going to have a sore neck. That's half a skinny shoulders for what?
That is really, isn't it? This is
that the giant and the man.
The female is it is. Right, I think this is pronounced.
Hang on, I'm going in.
I think this is pronounced Geisha. The Geisha, the giant woman, were the Geisha were female giants who lived beyond the human world. Some were hostile and dangerous, while others were wise or even formed relationships with the gods. Their stories might remind us that the Norse mythology isn't divided simply into good and evil. Many beings existed somewhere in between, making them complex and unpredictable. Yet again, goes straight back again to harking back to the Nephilim. So,
and Loki and Mercury, if you're switching continents.
Yeah, see, that's what a lot of people don't get the concept of. The religions are based on older religions, and those religions are based on ones older than them.
Yeah,
and there's so many go, oh no, my religion's a brand new religion. It's never been done before, and
because for thousands and thousands of years it would have all been the oral stories being passed down from generation to generation. It's, every religion has bits and pieces of another religion in it. And in most cases, if you change the names and the pronunciations, it's the exact same story in every one of the religious instruction books.
Yeah.
Yes. And as we all know, pronunciation.
Words is hard.
What? Yeah. What's the name of that animal over there? Kangaroo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's like I met somebody the other day, family history tracking at the day job, and they told me their name, and I've never heard it before, and it's a Gaelic word, and it's Mantach. And when you translate it into English, you know that movie about the little black dragon that ends up being a helper? The cartoon movie? What's the name of the dragon? What's the name of the dragon?
Toothless.
That's what Mantach is in Gaelic. It's
toothless.
Okay.
Toothless.
Toothless.
Okay.
I need my ears washing out.
Yeah.
I could have sworn you said.
It was him that said it, name me, and he did say toothless. But Mantach, so toothless the dragon. Toothless the dragon in Gaelic is Mantach.
Well, I was just looking it up, right? So the stories are that in the 940s, Leif Erikson went from Denmark to America.
Yeah.
And there is proof that the Vikings had been in America. They rowed using oars in all them rough seas 4,665 miles in a long trip. That's some doing.
The ship that is in the new Odyssey movie that I was putting photos all over my Facebook of last year when they were filming the Odyssey movie here, it is the largest existent Norse longship on the planet, and they still use it traditionally. And in the last 6 months, it's done New York, Miami, Ireland, Dover, and it's heading back to Norway at the moment.
Nice. Well, I'm just
they're all powering it themselves, as would have been back in the day. Needless to say, if you ever see the crew on land, you can tell the crew. They've all got shooters like that.
Right, I've just looked that up. Leif Erikson did not sail directly from Europe to America. He sailed from Greenland to America.
Somehow.
Yeah,
it was probably
they follow the coast.
With where they were supposed to have landed, I would say Scandinavia, Orkney, Iceland, Greenland, States. That's the easiest swap over by sea.
Yep.
Let's have a look. We're over to Joe, I think.
I believe so. So I've got a couple of pictures uploaded here.
Apparently, he was originally born in Iceland. So, sorry. Anyway, no, it's just I thought it's like looking that up. 4,000 odd miles in a longboat would have took some doing, but he wasn't as far. I assumed that he'd come from Denmark, Denmark or Norway or somewhere.
But even if he had, there's going to be like 40 people rowing, 20 to 40 people rowing.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be that bad.
Oh, wait a minute. I should not. No. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Sorry. I'm sitting here looking at these going, what the heck? I'm putting up 4 pictures.
As well.
Yeah. Let me just remove these because I'm in the wrong director, in the wrong folder here.
All of this time of doing these lives, I've got a pen stick that's absolutely full of stuff now. So
that's why it takes me a while to upload the photos when I'm talking, because I'm deleting the last time's photos.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm almost there now.
No, you're okay. It's all right. It's only like we said before. It's only 14 years anyway.
When you're rowing.
I really hate being in the wrong folder trying to upload pictures. It just
Fenrir.
Yes, Fenrir's my hero.
Yeah, I love Fenrir.
Fenrir is Loki's son.
Brother to hell.
Loki and the giantess Angerboda. They had to bind him with a magical chain. That's why I always see him with a chain like this.
Mm-hmm.
Had to bind him with a magical chain to keep him in spot, because otherwise he'd be causing a bit of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't remember fully, but I think the chain that they ensnared him with was weaved out of a sparrow's whisper or a sparrow's breath.
It was made of impossible things.
Yeah.
A cat's footsteps, roots of a mountain, breath of a fish, etc., etc., etc.
Nice.
That's what it was made of. Impossible things. So it would be impossible for him to break them and get out.
Yeah.
I love that. that.
It's a really good one. But yeah, so basically, Tyr sacrificed his hand to chain Fenrir up. Mm-hmm. Got him all chained. Fenrir bit his hand off while he was doing it. So he's got him all chained up. All that's done. And Ragnarok, he breaks free and swallows Odin whole. Odin's son, Vidar, avenges him by tearing the wolf's jaws apart.
Nice.
So that was Fenrir's end, have his jaws ripped apart by Odin's son, one of Odin's sons.
And someone was also saying, because sorry, that drink went down the wrong hole there. Sorry. If I remember rightly, he was the son of Loki. Also, his sister's I think his sister was Hel.
Right.
And I think wasn't it Jormungandr was the other one of them?
Yeah.
The serpent. Now,
another child of Loki is Jormungandr. Yeah.
Now, someone was saying, I think it was Ian was saying about how he battled with him in the fishing. There's also, I'm sure there's a story that I don't know if it's Fenrir or Jormungandr, but I think it's Jormungandr disguised itself as a farm cat, and Thor was challenged to lift the cat, or lift the paw of the cat.
And it turned out to be Jormungandr, and yeah, I could see how that would be really tough.
But I couldn't remember if that was Jormungandr or if that was Fenrir that was disguised. I think it was Jormungandr, so
I think so too, because it's heavier.
Yeah, but do tell, because I absolutely love the Fenrir story.
Yeah, he was sort of like chained up and kept there, and that was pretty much it until Ragnarok.
Now I'm wondering if the concept of Fenrir came about from direwolves.
Possibly. Did you notice that Odin had normal children like Thor and these people, and then Loki had a wolf, a serpent, and a half dead, half not daughter who runs the underworld.
Yeah, but wasn't Loki the son of an ice giant?
Well, yeah, Loki was definitely an ice giant himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
the giantess Jord.
That's it.
I said he was the son of Odin and Jord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all starting to come back to me, but it's been so long. I know they get a bad rap, the Vikings, and they it's what's the old saying? Shit comes in all hues. So you've got good and bad in all ways, but the majority of the stories that you hear about the Vikings is about how they were killers and there was this and there was that, and everything you hear about them is always negative. Whereas if you look,
but that was, if you think about the time they invaded England, Britain, you've got a very, very pious king trying to unite the British people. And he was so pious, he was holier than God.
Was it?
So, he's going to put. It's like everything. They put out stories that suit their narrative.
Yeah.
And most of the histories at the time were written by monks.
Yep.
Who were raided by the people who were Viking.
Yeah. But then they done very similar when the Pilgrims went to America. It was always the Native American Indians that were the bad guys, and
history's written by the victor.
Yeah, it's written by the victor. So that was
the victor is
Linda Meitner. Was it Ethelstan that would have been the king when the Vikings left, or would have been one of the others?
I think Ethelstan is definitely linked with the true story of the Vikings in England and Lindisfarne. I can't remember if he was like the abbot or the father of the monastery, or if he was the king. Because, of course, in the Vikings TV series, he turned out to be just a general monk who worked in the scriptorium.
Yeah.
But as soon as it said his name, I was like, hang on a minute, they've got some real people involved here.
Oh, they had the real names used in Vikings and in
it was Alfred the Great,
Ethelred, and Knut.
Yeah,
Alfred the Great was the one who was trying to unite it, and he was the one who eventually Geld and all the rest of it.
Sigurd the Mighty, who conquered this area,
Mm.
his, I can't remember the exact number, but it's something like either 19th or 24th grandson is Rollo, who ended up running a royal estate in France.
Yeah, he became a king or something, didn't he?
Yeah, Rollo's in my family tree.
Yeah,
well, what you class as a king, I suppose.
yeah, he technically wasn't a king, but he was involved in the royal court, but he would have been, to the other people in the royal court, he would have been upper, lower class.
See, that's
But
what,
he-
yeah. See,
Yeah.
that's what I
That's
like.
what-
Well,
Yeah.
again, it's where we get the word Earl from. The
Yeah.
Jarl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
See, that's what I liked about the
And we
last.
still use Jarl up here.
Yeah.
Oh, you still use it?
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
The further north you go, the more Jarls.
The more backward they
Twice?
Yeah, see, some
Yeah.
of us
You
crossed
got
the border.
changed.
Some of us crossed the border and kept going till we couldn't hear you lot.
Well, I can't say I blame you. I look at my background and I'm
You think as well?
60%, 60-odd% English, Irish and Welsh. English, Irish and Scottish. There's no Welsh. And the rest is Scandi.
See, that's why I don't. I said to you
Geography.
what? That's what I don't get about when I had my DNA test done. My mother's father was German. He was born in Germany, brought over when he was literally just days old. His parents were full-blooded German. Yet my DNA shows I'm only 6% German.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that again
His
depends
parents
on
would have
where
been
they came
incomer.
from. Again, Germany was a place people passed through, and
But no, his parents were actual Germans. So that's why I don't understand it.
yeah, but your DNA is done over a millennia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
My dad's mom's grandmother was supposedly full-blooded Cherokee
Yeah.
and married my Swedish great grandpa. You know, he came over from Sweden, went into New Orleans, up the Mississippi River to Missouri, met her. They got married and went out west, out to Colorado. And I show about barely any Native American stuff in mine, but my cousin has a little bit more than I do of the Cherokee, the Native American.
And it's like my father's mother's father and mother were full blood Irish. Yeah, I've only got 1% Irish in me.
Well, see, with the difference between me and you and Ian, from where I am sitting right this second, I am 577 miles away from London.
I'm about 90 miles from London, where I am.
However, it's only 370 miles to Norway from where I'm sitting.
Bella.
Well, like I say, a lot of the Scottish islands, as we call them, were in Norse hands.
Even right up into the 1800s in some cases.
A lot of people,
some Orcadians would have you believe they're not connected to the UK at all.
No, exactly. I was going to say a lot of the islanders consider themselves Norse. Consider themselves Norwegian.
Yeah, right. So I think we're over to Linda now.
Okay, cookie.
Oh, frig.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I was going next. The goddess, dear, the goddess. The queen
I
of
figured as much.
I'm not thinking of the other one.
Now, you were saying you're sticking with the female goddesses.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've already kind of mentioned Hel. So
Yeah. Oh, I didn't talk about her very much though. She needs a whole story.
Hell is for heroes.
Yeah, she's not very pretty.
No, she's not exactly a looker, is she?
Yeah,
No.
she's not fantastic. So
Well, half of her is.
I think I've got an image of her in my folder.
that's fine. That saves me looking for one.
Yeah, that's right. I think I've already got one. So
she's trouble when her dad is Loki.
Yeah.
So she's going to be trouble. Hel is from the Old Norse that means hidden. She is a giantess / goddess who rules over the identically named Hel or Helheim in the more recent stories, where many of the dead dwell in the underworld. Her name's meaning of hidden surely has to do with the underworld and the dead being hidden or buried beneath the ground. According to the 13th century Icelandic scholar Snorri Sturluson, Hel is the daughter of Loki and the giantess Angrboda, Old Norse anguish boding. That's a hell of a name, isn't it? Anguish boding. And therefore, she is the sister of Fenrir the wolf, and also the sister of Jormungand, the snake. This makes her part of a highly dangerous and disreputable family. She's generally presented as being rather greedy, harsh.
It's not from Norwich, is she?
Eh?
It's not from Norwich, is she?
Greedy, harsh, and cruel, or at least indifferent to the concerns of both the living and the dead. However, her personality is little developed in what survives of Old Norse literature. She's mostly mentioned only in passing. Snorri describes her appearance as being half black, half white, and with a perpetually grim and fierce expression on her face.
Again, do you want to put that one up, Cal?
Yeah.
The only surviving myth in which she features prominently.
That's the one I was just trying to actually upload.
Is the death of Baldur. The beloved god Baldur was slain by none other than Hel's father, Loki. Oh, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
And the gods sent an emissary named Hermod to Hel in hopes of retrieving Baldur. Hermod pleaded with Hel, telling her how every living thing was in sorrow over the loss of Baldur, but Hel wouldn't give up her prize so easily. She told Hermod, in a taunting way, we can imagine that she would only consent to release Baldur if every last thing in the universe wept for him. Hermod and the other gods went around and got almost everything in the cosmos to weep for Baldur. Only one giantess, who was probably Loki in disguise, refused. But because of that one refusal, the terms of Hel's offer weren't met, and Hel kept Baldur in her cold clutches. Because of how sparsely defined her character is, many scholars view Hel as more of a late literary personification of the grave, rather than a goddess who was actually worshipped or appeased in her own right.
Okay.
Due to the lack of conclusive evidence either way, this must remain an open question. So I thought that was quite nice.
I'm just checking something. Let me take that. Sorry, I'm just checking something because I'm.
It's all right. I'm looking to see if I can find any other stories.
Hel, right. Yeah, Baldur. You mentioned Baldur, and it was the one I was thinking of. Sorry.
Yeah. Hel is never referred to as a goddess in any historical source material, says one person on Reddit. I suppose that's a very quick and conclusive answer.
Well, she was Jolton, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Giantess.
Yeah.
Even though she's given dominion over the dead, she's not described as goddess and neither evil nor nice. All round pretty neutral, personifying the subterranean afterlife location of the same name.
Well, she's what, half skeleton sort of, or half rotting something and half pretty. So that would be
half gone.
That would be black and white. That would be nice and not. That would be all those different yin and yang.
Now, I was trying to. You mentioned Boulder, and a light bulb went off, which is unusual for me. If I remember rightly, every Boulder was invulnerable to absolutely everything on the planet. He couldn't be killed, but I think it was his mother was Frigg. I think this is really challenging my memory now. This is, I can't remember if I've taken medication half the time, so I don't remember this. But I'm sure his mother was Frigg. She either made him invulnerable or made everything or told everything on the planet not to harm him. And Loki tricked a blind god into throwing a piece of mistletoe at him, which pierced his heart and killed him.
Her most famous myth, Frigg's most famous myth, involves her desperate attempt to save her son Baldur by extracting an oath from every object on Earth never to harm him.
So it is in there somewhere then?
Still?
Yeah. Well, Loki carves a mistletoe spear. He put it in the hands of Hod.
That was it.
So he threw it at Baldur, not knowing the origin of the weapon, and kills him.
Loki was a bit of a monkey.
Well, he was known as a trickster, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But it was only amongst the gods.
No,
he had very little to do with humans.
All
these tricks, all these shenanigans were all around the gods.
No, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Odin's horse was one of Loki's children as well. I think. Because I vaguely remember a story that...
Well, that would be a way to get back at somebody who peeved you, transform his child into your mode of transport.
Yeah.
Now, from what I can remember, a builder went up and said that if he built an impenetrable wall so that nobody can get to the gods, I think he wanted Frigg as his wife if he'd done it. And this bloke, the builder's horse, kept carrying all of these impossibly heavy stones that even the gods couldn't move. And when it looked like he was going to win and have to marry Frigg, I think it was Frigg anyway, that Loki transformed himself into a horse to lure the man's horse away.
Yeah. He mated with...
Yeah.
Turned himself into the female.
Yeah. So I'm sure the Odin's horse, I think, was one of his children as well.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
So, right.
I don't make any wonder.
I can't remember if I've taken a medication or if I've eaten in the day, but I'm remembering things like this.
I'm probably bringing in a bit of Warner Brothers rather than actual education. But if that's all the kind of kids Loki had and how they were all treated, do you make any wonder he invented that green mask?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's so many trickster gods out there.
Yeah.
It depends on who you're talking to. Like the Norse had Loki. Native Americans had Coyote.
Oh, of course they did, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many trickster gods out there trying to do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Kenyans, I believe, had what was it? Hyena. I think they had a hyena trickster god as well. I think, if I remember rightly. Oh, look at her sitting there. She's got bloke. She's got big.
She's actually getting thinner at the moment.
Really? Gosh.
So it's just because you're almost at a 45-degree angle.
Suppose,
so
yeah.
So,
all mine are going to cost me a fortune tomorrow when I go down to vets and buy more flea bloody tablets again. So, and that's not cheap. They're like 18 quid a piece.
Well, she's not going to like me tomorrow because tomorrow is a worming tablet day.
Ooh.
Nice.
So,
Hermes was a trickster god as well.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know. I thought he was just a messenger.
No,
well, just look at the Hermes delivery service. That tells you they're.
They're a joke. They're definitely a joke. I suppose that makes sense now. Right.
But Kenyan, as you were saying, the Kenyan, almost always embodied by Sangura, the hare.
Mm.
Oh, it was a hare, was it?
Yeah, it was a hare, not a hyena.
See, she's proven she's lost weight now. She can sit on the arm of the computer chair.
Oh. She's having a good old look round, bless her. Right, so who's this one we got here now then, Joe?
This is me.
Oh, it's Ian, is it? Right, okay.
And we've been talking about him. This is Loki.
Mm.
Mm.
Do you know what? I prefer that depiction to the Marvel depiction any day.
Yes. He's widely trickster god of Norse mythology. While treated as a nominal member of the gods,
I know that one.
He occupies a highly ambivalent and ultimately unique position amongst the gods.
What's opening again?
His familial relations attest to his father is a giant, Farbauti, known as which translates as cruel striker. His mother is Lofe, the meaning of which is unknown, or Nal, which is needle.
Okay.
Loki is the father by giantess of Hel, Jormungand, the great serpent who slays Thor, and Fenrir, as we've said.
Yeah.
He's, like I say, he tends to keep his shenanigans for messing with the gods. He doesn't have a lot to do with human life.
Yeah,
he often runs foul, but not of what we call the laws of nature. I mean, he changed himself into a female mare, as we've said, to give birth to Odin's horse.
Yep.
He's, by turns, he's playful, he's malicious, he's helpful, but he's always irreverent and nihilistic. He's a perverse character.
Mm-hmm.
Very perverse.
So perverse, like it's a bad thing.
He doesn't follow what you would expect to be the norm. He's as contrary as he come. You think he's going to do one thing, he'll do the other. By nature, like we say, he's a trickster. He's kidnapping Idol Loki by his recklessness. I can't speak tonight. Ends up in the hands of a furious giant, Thiazi, who threatens to kill Loki unless he brings him the goddess Idun. Loki complies in order to save his life and then finds himself in the awkward position of having the gods threaten him with death unless he rescues Idun. He agrees to this request for the same base motive, i.e. to save his own skin. He shape-shifts into the shape of a falcon and carrying the goddess back to Asgard in his talons. Thiazi pursues him and desperately in the form of an eagle, but having almost caught up with Loki, he nears his destination. The gods light a fire around the perimeter of their fortress. The flames catch Thiazi and burn him to death. while Idun and Loki reach the halls of the gods safely. Loki ultimately comes to the aid of the gods, but only to rectify a calamity for which he himself is responsible. So
he's a prime candidate, that's saying your own worst enemy.
Yes.
He sounds like
again, he acts out of base motive.
Yeah.
He looks out for himself. And
there's nothing so wrong with that, though, is there?
There is. When I've known a few like that. It's never their fault. It's always their twist. When I worked doors, there used to be a lad who came into the pub, and he was one of those who caused no end of trouble. But he was always at the sidelines and goading people, egging them on and everything. We banned him so many times because he was just a catalyst.
Yeah.
And he was a real Loki character.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. I wasn't feeling her ass. Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
He was actually a trickster in place.
Yeah. In fact, the first night I ever worked doors, I could see him. We worked in a cellar bar. I could see him walking across the top outside and kept looking in. And he came walking down the stairs. His first words to me were, "Am I still barred?" Yeah. It wasn't me. It's not my. I wouldn't have known him. Yeah. I wouldn't have known him from Adam. Alan would have. He was the head doorman who was in the pub at the time walking round. He'd have thrown him out, but yeah. You don't walk up to someone and, "Am I still barred?" Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was very much in the Loki mode. He was a catalyst for awful lot of trouble that went on. And if he did anything, it was in his own regard. It was to save his own skin.
Yeah. Right. So we're over it. Have you finished Loki, Joe? Ian?
Yeah. There's loads about him, but.
Oh, I've got to replace me. Sorry. It's just. Alarm's just come up, but I've got to replace me Libra sensor. Right, Joe, do you want to finish us off tonight?
Oh, let me see what I've got here. How about Fafnir?
Oh, yeah.
We'll do Fafnir real quick because it's a good character. Loki. I think this is a Fafnir this week.
Oh, the one that me and you done with Emily last week, Ian. It finished on, I believe it finished on about 80 views. So we're going to have to thank Emily. 87 views is up to now. So we've had 17 views on it today. So
that's
again, thanks to Emily. We are trying to find someone to interview, but I haven't been able to find anyone yet. I don't know if you guys have.
I've not had a chance to talk to Lel, but I will.
Yeah,
I've got one too.
Again, it would need to be like we've said, a weekend, but I can't see it being a problem.
I did briefly ask Leslie a few weeks back on one of her posts that she was doing, and it was about interviews and things. And I said, like, would love you to go on there, and she said that it'd have to be a weekend. She's like you. She works her nuts off, doesn't she? Bless her.
Yeah.
So, but I haven't had the chance to talk to her backwards and forwards, and kids off of school and everything like that now. So, oh
yes,
yeah, Fafnir.
I've heard the name. I've heard the name, but I don't know the story.
Well, Fafnir is a dwarf who is transformed, or a man, depending on who you talk to, who is transformed into a venomous, treasure-hoarding dragon by greed and a cursed ring.
It's small, isn't it?
My precious.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
There you go. he was slain during Ragnarok by the hero Sigurd or Siegfried. Basically, dragon on a horde archetype. The same thing, Smaug.
Anytime you look at the Norse stuff and the stories, you always see Tolkien's inspiration.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
He obviously read a lot on it.
No, he freely admitted that it fascinated him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is obvious, but
English
he was
history,
very
Norse
openly
history.
racist as well, wasn't he? So
it does make
phenomenal.
Sorry about him, but it does make me wonder in thousands of years whether Tolkien is going to be taken as a prophet and
he's a modern Norse god. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
It'll be the 20th century sagas.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Joe, go on.
No, that's fine. But Fafnir, he was basically this horde dragon. He'd go around and gather up gold and gather up his stuff so he could make his bed a little bit bigger, because that's just kind of what his archetype does. But Siegfried slayed him, and that's another story with Siegfried and the dragon, all that. So, it's a big mix of all sorts of stuff.
I'd have to enlarge it to have a proper look, but on the small image, that carving looks actually kind of X-rated.
I suppose you could say that, yeah.
Because he looks like he's half naked riding on another man while fighting a dragon.
Yeah, but that's his leg. Those are his two legs there.
That's going to be his legs, is it?
I was going to say, just what have
You're
you
obviously not familiar with medieval clothing, Carl.
No, I'm not.
No. I was going to say, what have you been drinking or taking?
So, Fafnir is the son of the dwarf king Reidmar. His brothers were Otter, who could shapeshift into an otter, strangely enough, and Regin, a skilled smith. He also had sisters, some say is Langhide and Loffenhide. Basically, the gods Odin, Loki, and Honir killed Otter, who was in otter form while he was fishing. There was a ransom that was demanded. People got killed. His greed and a magic ring turned him into this dragon or worm, serpent stuff. He starts gathering gold in isolation, in his little cave and his stuff going on. And eventually Sigurd comes by and stabs him. So Siegfried, in the German tradition, forged the sword Gram for him. The Regin, the brother of Otter, decided they were going to go in and kill the dragon who was causing trouble. So Regin forges a sword, gave it to Siegfried or Sigurd. He ran into him and said slash, slash, bang, bang. And that is pretty much it for Fenrir. It really has nothing at all to do with the with Ragnarok or anything like that, really. So it's just another one of the characters in that line.
That's a pretty cool one, though.
Yeah,
I reckon that probably is where Tolkien got the idea of Smaug from.
Yeah.
probably.
And he's I'm trying to remember.
And the person who did that artwork definitely had the same idea we did as soon as they read the description of him.
Yeah. Is it the tats or worms? Very, very. I can't think what it is. We mentioned it in one of our cryptid ones about the knight that fought the dragon, and when he put his sword down, it turned into an oak tree. I think that's the tats or worms, isn't it? I can't remember. I'm so hot now. I can't think straight. It's what am I in here? At this moment, I'm 89.4 degrees. with 70% humidity in this room. So my brain's starting to fry. Right, Linda, have you got any last quick ones?
Not really. There's one oddity which is actually coming to mind. It's not really Norse as such, but on the back of that one that you came up with, it reminds me of a figure that is on the bottom of our Pictish stone at work. So I need to find an image for it.
Oh, I'm wondering if it's an image I'm thinking of.
Romans hiding behind a wall.
Come on, load up properly.
I didn't, until I was looking up for today, I didn't realise nightmare, the word nightmare actually came from Norse.
Yeah.
The mare or Mara was blamed for terrifying nightmares long before modern medicine understood sleep paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Well, mare being the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It was a horse that rolled and brought bad dreams.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Was the
all right.
Yeah, I think I'll quickly do this one.
I'm just trying to find an image that makes sense so you can see.
Yeah, well, if I quickly do this one, it just gives you the chance to find what you're looking for. Right. I've got to find where I wrote it now. Damn it. I had this all organised. Oh, here we go. Glasses. Right, this is... Right, I'm probably going to completely kill the pronunciation, but a Vatir is a spirit of nature. The Vatir was supernatural spirit connected with rivers, forests, mountains, and fields. They could be friendly or hostile, depending on how humans treat the land. Farmers often left small offerings in the hope of gaining their protection. Respecting nature wasn't just practical, it was believed to keep these powerful spirits on your side. So, and that's another one that's regularly used in other one. We've mentioned it multiple times in other ones about cryptids and things with very similar stories to them. So, one I was going to check. I'm probably getting it wrong now. It's a long time ago when I looked into witchcraft. But is it Hippolyta? I think it's pronounced. The story, she fell in love with a human, and because of that, she was actually her and her lover were turned into mountains that couldn't ever touch. Now, I don't know if that is based on a Norse story, but I just remember somebody I knew years ago that was a witch telling me about it.
Oh.
But I can't remember if it was Norse or not. It's suddenly come to me.
Right. This is my final thought just crossed my mind with the dragon thing. Let's put some images in.
Yep. This key's unbearable. Ooh.
This is the oldest thing in Elgin.
Nice.
It's a Pictish cross slab. It's known as the Elgin Pillar. And
very soft.
No, granite. Granite.
Wow.
Now you imagine the tools you have in the 800s and you're carving granite.
It's not easy nowadays.
Exactly. Now, if you stay on that image you have up just now.
Yeah.
So that's the Pictish side. At the top, there's a strange square thing which is kind of cut off. We think this is the middle section of a much bigger slab. but the other bits haven't been found.
Mm.
Then you've got the double disc and Z rod, the crescent and V rod, and a hunting scene below it.
Mm.
Where this was found, it was found beneath the altar of an old church that was built in the 900s. But it was found with the Pictish symbols face down. Now, if you put the cross side up,
which is that one.
yeah. So there you have the Christian cross with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in the 4 stations of the cross with their associated animals. So my theory, and I do have to say my theory because nobody's rubber stamped it to say I'm right or wrong, is because the stone was found Pictish symbols down. I think the later Christian people went, "Ooh, it's the old magic. We have to protect ourselves from the old magic." Because it was placed with the Pictish symbols down, the Christian symbols up, directly beneath the altar of a church. But my whole question, which came to mind again when you were talking about the dragon, is the figure below the cross.
Yeah, that looks kind of like a dragon.
To me, I usually interpret it as a Ouroboros, you know, the snake who's eating himself.
I was just going to say it's the snake eating itself.
That symbol in itself is neither Pictish, Celtic, Norse, or Christian. So why is he there? Is that because we still had the Norse in the area, still identifying as Norse and not becoming locals? You know, it's just one of them random oddities. And the one with the 2 images and the writing in the middle shows Edinburgh's interpretation of it, but sometimes it's easier to make out the details from the sketches that are on the other one. So, but that photo there is the clearest I've ever seen of the hunting scene, and that is an amalgamation of 35 different photographs. It's notoriously difficult to photograph that stone. The guys were out there the entire day with umpteen lights. It was like flaming Blackpool illuminations out there for the whole day. So
you want to put that one up, Carl? I'll just
sorry, I've just gone into just enlarge the screen, so I was fascinated with that, looking at that. Which one? This one? Yep.
Yes, exactly.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Yep. I haven't seen anything that looks like a Ouroboros on other Pictish stones. I'm sure there are people out there who will correct me if they know better, but I personally haven't come across that image on any other Pictish stone. So now I know we had Viking
curiosity. What is the round thing at the bottom of the stone that looks like it's a dowel or something?
Well, on this one, and
it's a metal clip,
right?
That's attached to a 7-foot long pole to hold it stable.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking, why have they got an iron?
Yeah, it's like a clamp attached to a big long pole so that it stays upright. So
I can see the similarities.
Yes,
that's interesting. Wasn't the Pictish, because I don't know anything about the Pictish at all, were they not known to have that as part of their stuff?
No. Deer, wolves, dogs, cats, even a weird thing that some people say is a dolphin, other people think is an elephant. I know there's a massive difference, but the Pictish beast, as it's usually known as, looks nothing like a dolphin or an elephant. But it's usually referred to as one or t'other. But the biggest thing is, with the Pictish peoples, they didn't leave writing behind, and the writing system they left behind, if you take the cocktail sticks out of your kitchen cupboard and throw them on the floor, that's what it looks like. So if I find... Let me try and find a picture. I will show you.
I'll take it there's not that much known about the Picts then.
No.
There's not. Like I said, there wasn't a hell of a lot written on what is. Like you say, he's just.
This I'm uploading. Oh no, it's
Do you remember the game when you played when you were a kid? Pick up sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh Christ. Oh wow. Oh, look at that. That's better. It's enlarged. Let's have a look.
Yeah. You see,
Oh, wow.
you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. That now looks like knots. Not a snake.
And the next one I've just put up is an example of Ogham script, which is the Pictish written language.
Let's have a look at that.
Irish too.
Yes.
Honestly, I've heard of the Picts, but I've never ever looked into it. So, oh Christ,
it looks almost like DNA.
Yeah,
that looks like one of my late nan's old knitting patterns.
Knit one,
so you see why everything about the Pictish people is guesswork. Apart from physical objects that we found, everything else is guesswork.
They may literally just say 2 bottles of milk and a loaf of bread, please.
It's like
don't know.
There's a secret to one of the Northern Isles famous sites. There's some Norse graffiti in there, and it's a grave site. Basically, it's a Bronze Age burial site, and there's graffiti in there in Viking runes. And for years, for centuries, people thought it was something really high and noble. It was translated 3 years ago. She was the field and I plowed it, is what it actually says.
This is a rude bit of graffiti.
Yeah, it literally translates
it?
as she was a good field and I plowed it.
And in modern terms, it's a little card that tends to go in phone boxes.
Yeah, they say Ogham's script was invented by Ogama, one of the Tuatha Danann from Ireland, one of the Irish gods.
It would make sense because when you look at the people who 23andMe, etc., identify as Pictish, they all have Irish bone structure. Whereas it is documented that a lot of the Pictish people had dark hair. So they're not natives of Scotland, but those who share the DNA with the Pictish peoples, according to 23andMe, also have a similar strand to the old Germanic Gothic tribes, the Germanic Goths. So, and that would explain the hair color.
Didn't
lack of hair?
Didn't the Scottish come about from the Irish sailing across and settling?
Technically, the country name definitely does, because it was a tribe known as the Scoti who came across to Oban from Ireland. And legend has it they are descended from an Egyptian princess whose boat got lost after they passed the Straits of Gibraltar, the Pillars of Hercules, is it?
Yeah.
And they got lost and shipwrecked in Southern Ireland. And because they had no way of getting home because they didn't know where they were, they stayed there. And her name was Scotia, Scotia. So the tribe that was their descendants of the Irish and them become the Scoti tribe who came to Scotland.
Wasn't Scotland Nova Scotia for a while, though?
Yeah.
No, it's New
They
Scotland.
reckon the whole country is named after that tribe that came from Ireland.
That's interesting.
So, but as I say, I always have to do the legend has it, because this is the same Egyptian princess who brought Jacob's pillow from the Jacob's Ladder story, which is now our Stone of Destiny. I can't do enough air quotes to cover this.
Again, it's
a nice story,
big
but
mishmash of stories, and I mean, the Picts, like you said, they didn't write their own story, so 99% of what's known comes from Roman.
Yeah.
I mean, Pict means painted people.
And that's another theory I have. It is documented back in like 1500s. There was a small tribe, potentially family rather than tribe, in the Western Isles who had a blue tint to their skin, you know, like the people who use the silver nitrate too much.
Yeah.
They had this blue tint to their skin. And my theory is maybe they came over to the mainland and helped in some of the battles, and the boys were all like, whoa, these boys fight like nutters. Let's paint ourselves the same color and we can fight like they do.
That's a possibility.
That's an interesting thought.
That's very interesting thought.
As we saw Mel Gibson paint himself.
Exactly. His Scottish accent is as effective as my Australian impersonation, and my Australian
in some ways,
usually sounds like it's via Abu Dhabi or something.
In some ways, that corresponds with the Native Americans because they used to put clay and things on their skin to stop them burning, and that's why it was called the redskin. So your theory about that could be plausible.
Because if these guys were a little family tribe, I mean, it has been documented that so many generations of this particular family name had some strange DNA mutation. And there are stories about the blue people who lived on this island. It's one of the wee islands. So putting that together, could it not have been a case of, right, these guys are coming to meet new people, so they're going to impress them with their fierceness. And the locals are like, that boy's blue and he fights like a psychopath. I need to paint myself blue and I can fight like that too.
If they were Egyptians and they got to Scotland, it's bloody cold. You would be blue.
Yeah.
And apart from anything else, thinking of, I mean, if you thread that time, the timeline into that whole story with Jacob's Ladder and all the rest of it, you're talking about 1000 BC. There's no going to be villages in Ireland and Scotland. It's going to be wee family groups.
Yeah.
And I'll be like,
there's going to be homesteads.
Who are all these incomers? Let's go and rob them and murder them or whatever. But no, the Scotty tribe settled and then moved to Scotland.
Ooh, excuse me. Right, it's been a brilliant one this week. Interesting one. I'm actually surprised that I remembered more about the Viking stuff. I love my history. I absolutely love my history. I love taking the kids to old castles and old graveyards and things like that, and especially CJ. He loves that sort of stuff. But I don't know enough about history. I know the stuff, but because of the way my brain is, I literally can't hold it in. I can't remember it like you guys can. But so I'm actually pleasantly surprised I remembered as much as I did.
Yeah. Well, Norse mythology is like riding an 8-legged horse, you know.
Once you've done
Get back on it and go.
But no, I've always...
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
when CJ was doing about the Vikings at school a while back, I'd said to him one day, I went, next time you go in and you do the Vikings, you listen, and you'll find that it's always the Vikings are the bad guys all the time, but most of the time it wasn't. 9 times out of 10, it was the Anglo-Saxons.
Yep.
So look at St. Bryce Day Massacre, for instance.
I'm going to do something different with that, and I'm going to say, look at the song, the immigrant song. One of the verses, how soft your fields of green.
Yeah.
You know, they're farmers. The Vikings were farmers who were out doing a Viking job, and they saw the land was good in this particular area, and most of the Vikings who came to this particular area settled rather than fighting everybody. So And I'm sure each area is going to have its own different story. I mean, Cruden Bay is literally named after a Danish phrase, which is Kroya Danjo, which is the slaughter of the Danes, because 500 Vikings were killed in 3 days.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't get in. It's on one of these bits where it's a really steep slope to the water. But once it's under the water, the rocks come out further. So they couldn't get in. Everybody saw the boats sitting out there. By the time they got in, all the locals had banded together and 500 Vikings died.
Jesus.
And Cruden comes from Kroya Daniel, slaughter of the Danes.
It's like St. Brice Day Massacre. That was.
I wonder if that's where Croydon comes from.
Oh, maybe. I didn't think of that. Possibly.
Yeah, because it's actually spelled Kroya Daniel.
Yeah.
So it's not far off Croydon.
But like the St. Brice Day Massacre, the church, which is meant to be the good guys, they went out and literally murdered hundreds of innocent women, children, and farmers, just because they wouldn't, like, say no to their own gods. So it's
the same as exactly the same as what they did to the Cathars and various other subsects. And the bit the bit I don't get about all of this, especially with things like the Cathars, you're all reading the same book. What are you fighting about?
Yeah,
exactly. It's like Christians; they're all reading the same book, yet there's 30,000 different denominations of Christianity.
Yeah, oh, it's like Islam. Sunnis, bloody Shia. You've got all different. It's the same bloody book that you.
Yep.
Yes, they're all fighting each other.
Who inherits Muhammad's position?
Yeah.
Which part of the family?
Yeah. My God's better than your God. Your God is my God. Yeah, but mine's better than yours.
Yep.
The fact that all three of the major ones share the same hill where the Blue Mosque is.
Yeah.
They share the same hill. And it's like, okay, it's 3 different religions sharing the same hill. Has nobody actually pointed out to them it's the exact same stories?
Yeah.
Well, it's what I'm saying. With Christianity.
Christians and all the rest of it are based on the Abrahamic. It's like you say, it's basically the same story.
Yeah, with Christianity, there's 30,000 different denominations of Christianity. They read exactly the same book. There's 30,000 different interpretations to that one book. But you can have like a family of one denomination that will read, say you had a family of 4, they could all read the book, but they'd have 4 different interpretations of who Jesus was and things.
And that's how you have all the different denominations within that denomination.
Yeah.
The way, see, the thing I argue about with the Christians, and a lot of atheists do, is if Jesus was so amazing and so important, why didn't the Greeks or Romans ever write about him? Or if they did, why was it only maybe like a cursory comment at the bottom of a page?
Because it's like everything.
There is the 2 Romans books, but
well, there is, but again,
by the Romans.
Each you've got Greek, who the Catholicism is very orthodox.
Yep.
They follow the same religion.
Greek Orthodox and Russian Orthodox, at least their statues and artwork are the correct colour.
Yeah. But again, it's like everything. It's like football.
Yeah.
People claim to be football fans, yet they hate other teams. It's tribal.
Tell me about it. We had graffiti on one of our buildings, and the graffiti gives you
when you're under
Rangers fan.
No, I didn't.
I think it's reading comprehension.
Yeah.
It's reading comprehension.
Yeah.
It's how you read something and interpret it in your own mind.
Yeah.
And that's what makes all the change.
It always reminds me of a video I saw years ago when I use it when I'm doing behavioural safety training. and it shows a really posh white guy coming out, 3-piece suit, briefcase and everything. And he's walking out of the building, and you see this skinhead running towards him.
Mm.
And you think, yeah, he's gonna, and he actually, it shows him dive. It shows it from different point of view of the skinhead. It shows him from the point of view, and he dives and knocks this guy over. And as he dives, something drops onto the pavement.
Yeah,
it's being lifted from above, and you think, yeah, if you want to see the ending,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the news. It's like anything. It's like the news. They show you the bits they want you to. You see clips on Facebook, and things like that.
It's like that meme where there's a little girl and a punk walking down the road. The punk's got the whole 3-foot Mohican, and when you see the shadow, it's just two kids walking down.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it is. They show you, and I always remember it. Again, the BBC, and they were showing a massive riot going on and massive demonstrations, and all the time that's on, there's someone actually filming them from outside, from out of a flat window.
Weird.
Well, there's about 20 people there with banners and everything, and they're saying, "And there's thousands of people here protesting." No, they weren't.
One of the recent number 10 residents, I forget who, because there's been so many recently.
I was going to say it's a revolving door.
They were up here 3-4 years ago. And it was like, oh yes, met by crowds of supporters is what it shows on the BBC. But the local newspaper put the long shot of the photo, and it's a hangar with the politician, their close guard, the guys who were flying the plane, and about 25 people.
Yeah. Well, this was thousands of people at this riot, this protest. And they're all there in front of the camera, and the camera's actually sat down and looking up at him.
Oh,
and
yes.
This guy filmed it from his flat window, and there's about 25 people stood in a circle round it.
Yeah.
This is a protest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a thing about that, actually. It was last year with Russia bombing Kyiv, and the news.
Yes, I saw that. Somebody had accessed the live CCTV for the same time period and was running it parallel.
Well, what I saw, there was like buildings on fire. There were bombs dropping everywhere. There were cars on fire. And
there was actually nothing going on.
And that was when I was trying to sort out getting us onto TikTok as well. I happened to flick through, and somebody in Kyiv was doing a live stream, and there's people sitting out in the middle of Kyiv picnicking. There's people walking around doing shopping.
Yeah, that was shown to be false.
It's like just
the
now.
Actual video that he was allegedly filming live was shown to be several years old.
Okay.
It's like this last week.
It was put out by a Russian bot.
This last week or so, this last 2 weeks, the locals around here have been going crazy because all over the TV news is the fires in Spain and France.
Yes.
Whereas nearly half of the Cairngorms has been on fire for 2 weeks.
Yes, and you've got absolutely no coverage.
Issued a statement yesterday saying it's probably going to take several months for it all to go out because it's in areas that a person can't get to. They petitioned Downing Street a few days ago to allow military help because the only way they've been able to get to some areas is helicopter water bombing.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of this is less than 10 miles away from Dice Airport, where all the oil rig helicopters go out from. Have any of those been volunteered? So the locals are all over Facebook slagging BBC off to hell and back. And I don't blame them. It is, I mean, it's bad wherever it is. Wildfires of these scales are horrible, horrible things, and they happen everywhere.
Yeah.
But why is the UK news just covering the stuff that's happening in Europe and not the stuff that's happening on its own island?
No.
In France here, we've had 162 people arrested for arson since last year.
Jesus.
So most of the fires that are going on here in France right now, I bet, are arson.
I know three of the different public gathering or rest areas in the Cairngorms National Park since the fire started have CCTV footage of teens and tweens putting stuff into a wheelie bin, wheeling the wheelie bin out into the forest, and all of a sudden you can see fire.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got them all on CCTV, but there's nothing about any of them being arrested. But because most of them are teens and tweens, they'll probably just be...
Yeah.
Whereas it should be that.
Destroy 3/4 of the forest and the mountains, and that's okay. Don't worry about it.
Well, allegedly, something like 70,000 people evacuated from Madrid a few days ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
But because of the news, you can't trust it nowadays.
No, I don't trust any of it. But just a little ways away, they were threats about a half hour from here, 40 minutes from here. They were over in the Queza area around there. They were talking about how they were going to evacuate people if they needed to.
Aberdeen was all fogged out the other day with the smoke because the wind changed direction.
Oh, Christ.
So Aberdeen City looked like the opening credit. Remember the old opening credits for Taggart, and you had all the smog?
I've never watched it, so...
Basic horror movie smog with a purple sky over the city. So we had it last year when the moor was on fire. And the wind
just up by you, weren't there?
Yeah, that was literally the closest that got was about 5 miles from here, from where I'm sitting.
That's quite scary, really.
This one is about 40 miles from where I'm sitting. So, but because it's up in the Cairngorms, it's all peat.
Yes.
Oh, that's bloody burn, wasn't it?
And it's all areas
it burns down.
It's all areas that people cannot get to, even with all the fancy equipment we have nowadays. That's why they've been doing the helicopter water bombing. But I think there's only been like 4 helicopters helping.
That ain't do bugger all, is it?
No. Apart from anything else, the end of the first week, it was reduced to smouldering ground.
I've got that they can borrow, because that's about as useful for helicopters is going to be.
It was reduced to smouldering ground the end of the first week when it was still and quiet and nice. And then we had 3 days of really strong winds and woof, instant inferno. So,
well, the problem is these bloody idiots. Entitled idiots.
The only numbers I know at the moment are so far there's been over 500 firefighters involved in this fire.
Yeah.
So,
and people were taking bottles up, smashing them, bloody.
It's rained on
bloody barbecues
for the last couple of days. But even though it's rained on enough for the last couple of days, there are still 9 engines and all their associated staff, plus all the 4x4s and heavy equipment. There's one bit that was really, really good. One of the private estates that batters onto the Cairngorms. Their gamekeeper went and got a hold of the tractor and has got his pal to get his JCB for work. And they cleared a 20-foot wide fire break. And then they took the JCB down and dug it down 3 feet till they hit clay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fire hasn't been able to cross that fire break.
No, but
no, and that's part of the problem. Is the same with the forests.
It's all this rewilding crap.
Well, it's not just the rewilding crap.
And
it's the fact that a lot of these bloody places that want the timber just throw them up. Yeah. We could get another 300 trees. We could get another 300 trees in that fire break. We'll put them in there.
Yeah.
Oh shit! It's all gone up in flames.
Yeah.
It's like in the 80s and 90s when I was at school and college, you could see 2 fields of trees, empty field. 2 fields of trees, empty field.
Yeah.
Now it's all solid.
Yeah.
And the bit in the middle's been rewilded, so
I know there. I didn't get to read the news report, but I know there was actually a wildfire somewhere near me, around this way as well recently as well. So,
if it stays as hot as it has been down there, they're going to be popping up all over the place.
Well, it hit 41 here in Essex today.
Well, we haven't hit that, but all of our rivers are now on urgent water scarcity warnings,
Christ.
including the Spey that produces 85% of the whiskey. Yeah.
Jesus.
All of our local rivers are now on water scarcity warnings.
Which is why we need to rewild, because a lot of what's going on, the peat and everything else, it was the trees and they bloody drained it for grouse and pheasant and shit. And for the
I don't see the point in taking an area that's completely wild already and rewilding it. Again. But that's because where I am, there is still genuinely, originally wild bits.
Yes.
You know. But I can see the point when, all you've got to do is travel an hour south of where I am, and you'll see all sorts of places where everything just stops. And it's flats. Everything just stops.
Yeah.
And there's no nature. And the bits that aren't moved into are rewilded.
Yeah.
And
but it's how they do it. It's how they do it. I mean, you go up on the Upriver Pike near us, and it looks wild. It's all the rest of it, and then you're walking up paths and you see the remains of factories, and the path that you're walking up was a road.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's dams and everything, but nature's
like
gradually reclaiming it, but it was industrial area.
We've got a bit like that near here, which is, it's kind of strange to see it if you haven't been out there since it was part of the main road network. There's a section that was just disconnected because it was too narrow. There were too many accidents, so they just disconnected and built another one that's wider. The bit that's disconnected has only been disconnected for about 9 years. And you can hardly make out any of the tarmac now.
Gross.
Nature has completely taken it back.
Yeah.
I was actually reading a nature article about 3 or 4 days ago, and they were saying by 2029 they're hoping to have reintroduced wolves to Scotland.
Well, we've already got beavers.
Yeah.
We've already got beavers. We've had umpteen red kite releases. And at least one pair has migrated over here from the other side of the country. Because I've seen them at my work.
They're massive.
All sorts of things.
But yeah, they're by 2029 they're hoping to reintroduce wolves into the wild of Scotland, and they're doing talks of actually introducing bears back to Scotland as well.
It'll help one thing. You won't get an English tourist. You won't get an English tourist halfway up Ben Nevis in flip flops phoning, "Can I get a helicopter? Because I'm lost." It's like one of my pals who used to work on the emergency helicopters, the Sea Kings. And when he moved further south, he was transferred down to High Wycombe from Lossiemouth.
That's where my name was born.
Yeah. And he said he'd had more stupid calls in the first 3 weeks of being down there than he had in 30 years of being up here. Yeah, my friends broke her wrist. We're up Snowdon. Can you come and get us? No, it's her wrist, not her leg. And then you get idiots like that one that shows up on YouTube now and again where there's a boy in shorts, t-shirt and flip-flops climbing up the shale even in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
And he's stuck over 150-foot drop and the stone he stood on is sliding.
Oh, yeah.
Don't go up a mountain in bloody flip-flops.
Mm.
Shorts and t-shirts, well, that's your own fault.
I disagree. That is Darwinism.
Survival of the fittest, yeah.
Easy, don't wear
we should
flip-flops.
stop looking after idiots and let them do it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think we need to do another.
There's a good point on that, but then there's also the other bit of my brain that goes, "You got a pretty mouth, boy."
That big boy. Was it? Yeah. Oh, I better go take my jams. Right, guys, it's been enjoyable nattering away, but we've been on. Oh, bloody, we've been nattering for an extra half an hour, but never mind.
We'll have put everybody to sleep by now. Sorry, folks.
This heat here is unbearable, but I need coffee and I need to take my insulin. So,
yeah, you did another coffee as well.
No,
I was crafty though, so I chose the ones that I knew that I could semi-pronounce.
Cheers, Cole.
So, but we got another fortnight. If you do get a chance to speak, if you don't get a chance to speak to the Lel, it don't matter. But if
I will do when like I said, it's getting the opportunity.
You're as busy as hell all the time, Ian. So show you know. So it's you know, life comes first. This is shits and giggles, you know. So
it's like today when I got to work, I went and opened one building, got to the building, made sure everything was running fine there. Had to sign into my emails to tell the meeting I was supposed to be in at 10 o'clock that I couldn't be there because I had to go and work at a different building. And got back from lunch, got back at lunchtime, had lunch, and I had been back on the shop floor for about 15 minutes when the high hegians for Edinburgh turned up, and I had to go back up to a different site with them.
Yeah.
And that's just one day.
Jesus.
And then it's like, I literally came in, folks, those who are still with us, I literally came in tonight, and as I'm getting changed out of my uniform so I can get it washed so that I've got something to wear tomorrow, I'm texting the guys and I'm like, right, what topic are we doing tonight?
Yeah.
Literally.
I think it was about 7:45 that you text that,
Yeah. So that gives you that's just a day in the life of Linda in the summer. Anyway, in the winter, it's much more relaxed, but in the summer, it's adrenaline, chaos, and running from one thing to the other, one place to the other. I mean, today, I haven't gone more than 5 miles from home, but I've clocked up 29 miles on the car.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Well, the cathedral where you work, though, that would be amazing to do some of my astrophotography at.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's street lights around all 4 sides, but smack bang in the middle, there are no lights on the site. But the only way you're going to get on the site when it's dark is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, December or January.
Yeah.
Other than that, you'd be presented with a 4-figure bill to pay the overtime bill for whoever needs to stay back.
Yeah. Right, guys, it's been fun.
Yeah.
So, those that have been watching, thanks very much. Don't forget to subscribe. This was more of a relaxed one this week, anyway. So,
yeah. I think we needed to chill out because we've all been, as we say up here, we've all been running around like linties. Linties is the boys that used to have to go out and light the old-fashioned street lights.
Lamp lighters.
Yep. We call them linties.
Yeah.
Okay.
because it's lint on a stick.
I'm still considering doing the serial killer, adding serial killers to our repertoire.
I'm seriously considering becoming one.
Yeah, well,
well, we always joke when we have folk up for Edinburgh. It's like, well, between those of us who work on site, there's 3 of us know how to make anything look like it's Roman remains. The Works Depot have access to JCBs and quicklime. So we have a list.
Can use a cannon in tea to do it.
Because we always say we can add you onto the list if you want.
yeah.
Well, all being well, with all the hassle with this bloody insurance and all that, tomorrow I should be sorted to pick up transport next week at some point.
Just
so
put
I might
a cardboard box on the bogie.
I just don't want. I literally
probably is fast, and you won't need insurance.
Well,
or
one of the kids' skateboards, I suppose.
You can get a road legal mobility scooter for about $4,000, and you're still undercover, not getting rained on, not getting cold.
No word of a lie.
The only snag is you can only go 14 miles an hour, even on the road ones.
Even with my knees, I could probably walk further than that. But no, where I am, I've not had any. I think you said snow. I've not had any rain probably for about 13 weeks now.
We've had on and off for the last 3 days, but it's literally 2 millimeters at a time.
Last time we had rain was on the day of my motorbike crash. So that's about, actually today's 12 weeks ago I had my accident. So we've not had rain for 12 weeks where I am.
Yeah, we had rain over the weekend, and much needed it was.
You can't really call ours rain. It's not rain, it's not mist, it's kind of halfway in between. It's mizzle. Or Scotch mist, as we tell the tourists.
Yeah. All right, guys. It's been fun. So those that are watching, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe, because we was on 170, but we've dropped down to 169 again for some reason.
We bored them today.
Yeah.
It's just been chilled though, isn't it? So
yeah.
Right. Have fun. Take care, everyone.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Catch you later.